Hi guys, this is Hamilcar bringing you my first ever duel commentary, and with me is the TheGrimReaver. Say hi, GrimReaver.
Hi.
And we are going to bring you a set from the Winners League between Samsung Khan and KTF. And Winners League is a really exciting new Pro League format that a lot of people are enjoying, that essentially differs from the original Pro League format in that it's not a set lineup for each match. It's best of 7, I think, and I may have some of the details wrong here. This is a relatively new format, and I'm not totally familiar with it. But I'm pretty sure the way it works is best of 7, and the winner of each match holds court. So each team will send out a single player for the first game, and then the winner will keep playing, and the losing team will have to send out somebody else to try to dethrone them. So in this set, we see that Samsung Khan sent out Jangbi as their first choice, and KTF has sent out 815. And GrimReaver, why don't you tell us a little bit about the players and the map and some of the other background conditions for the set?
Sure, they're playing on Colosseum 2. This is generally a Protoss favored map since it's really big and you have access to a third base you can get control of and defend really easily. The Zerg versus Protoss on this map is about 36%. Both the players are pretty evenly matched in terms of their winning percentages. The 815 has a 50% win record against Protoss, and Jangbi has a 60% Protoss versus Zerg.
Yeah, and 815 is an up-and-coming player for KTF. He was sort of labeled as the next big thing last season, and he hasn't quite reached that level yet, but certainly someone to be reckoned with, and someone KTF hopes will reach that top level eventually. Jangbi, on the other hand, has been an absolute monster lately in just about every matchup. He's currently #1 in the Team Liquid power rankings, and he's been even outperforming top Protoss like Bisu and Stork, who've both been sort of struggling lately, and sort of taking over that mantle as the leader of the currently dominant race. It used to be, everyone used to say that Jangbi was the best player in practice and would beat Stork in Samsung Khan practice games, but could just never put it together when he was actually out there competing, and I think he's reached the point over the last couple seasons where he can do that on a fairly consistent basis. So we'll see what he's able to do against this relatively promising young Zerg player, and as you can see, 815 starting in the top right in teal, and Jangbi starting in the top left in whatever color he was just in a couple seconds ago. I think that's purple. So, fairly standard builds, putting down the pylon for the Forge Fast Expand, and meanwhile 815 is going for a 12 hatch. So, nothing much to report at this point. GrimReaver, any predictions for tech routes or builds that these players are going to go?
Not really.
Fair enough. I should, to be totally fair, point out that GrimReaver is not as much of a devoted StarCraft fan as myself, so I sort of coerced him into doing this commentary, and he very generously agreed, but he does not spend as many hours of his life watching StarCraft commentaries as I do, so cut him some slack on his apparent inability to predict builds here. I'm not sure what's going to happen either, though. Jangbi has... Yeah. No real indication yet. Gateway going down for Jangbi before Cannon, so Jangbi's very confident he's not going to see an early Ling rush. Meanwhile, Gas going down for 815, and 815 is going to try to put down the third hatch too, being denied very nicely by Jangbi there. So 815's economy is going to be kept down for the moment, but he's sending out another drone, and both players are going to go very quickly into large macro builds. We can see 3 eggs coming out, but 2 of them are drones, so even now not pumping Lings. And in terms of tech route, if I had to pick, I would say that Jangbi is going to go for some Reavers on this map. Jangbi's known for a lot of things. Jangbi's, I guess, known particularly for his storms. Jangbi storms have become almost synonymous with good storming, especially in PvT. But Jangbi also has very solid Reaver micro, and I would think that early on it's easier to get the Reaver harassment off and do damage with that early in the game. And this is a relatively good map for Reaver harass. We've seen it in a lot of games in a lot of matchups. So I'm going to predict now that we'll see Reavers from Jangbi, but I'm by no means certain of that.
Yeah, that seems reasonable based on the fact that he only has one gateway so far, not investing too much on other ground units.
Yeah, and we see the layer going down for 815 at his secondary, and that's probably just to keep Jangbi in the dark for a second longer. But Jangbi is sniffing it out and sent his probe up there to scout. Meanwhile, Jangbi putting down his second gas, so he's going to go into some sort of tech build fairly quickly. And Stargate going down, so Corsairs, and that's the standard move, whatever other tech he's going, Sayer Reaver or Sayer DT, or even just Sayers for scouting and then a ground push. But whatever building Jangbi plants down next will tell us a lot about his tech route. Meanwhile, harassing with the Zealot and forcing that drone away from the tertiary, but a bunch of Lings are going to be coming out, and we see Stork and Flash looking on. Both of them hopefully will get a chance to play later in this set. Probably, in terms of overall record, the two best players these two teams have to offer. Meanwhile, two gas mining for 815, hasn't put down a third yet. Oh, and he's putting a Spire on that neutral creep in the bottom right off the Sunken Colony. So 815 is probably going to go for mutas and wants to keep it hidden. Very, very clever move by 815. We'll see if it pays off. But I've never seen that trick before. I don't think Jangbi's going to scout it, and if Jangbi does scout 815's main base and sees that there's not a Spire, he'll expect something like 5-hatch Hydras, or I guess 3-hatch Hydras, since there's only 3 hatcheries down. If he's smart, he'll realize that there's not enough hatcheries, not enough drones and Zerglings and so forth to account for all of 815's minerals. Meanwhile, Robotics Facility is going down, so I think I'm right that there are going to be Reavers coming out. It could just be for super early observers, but I don't know why he would do that when he's got a scout coming out in a moment and he's going to see that there isn't Quick Lurker tech coming.
He already has a Corsair out, so he should have some defense against mutas if they come. We don't know how many he'll have, though.
Yeah, and 3-hatch mutas at this stage in the game, I don't know how successful it's going to be. I mean, he's going to be very reliant on catching Jangbi off guard. Jangbi, meanwhile, has a second Corsair out. He's already taken down one Overlord. He's going to take down another, so 815 is going to fall behind here, and he's going to have to do a lot of damage with this Muta harass.
He might need to build some Scourge to take out the Corsairs, give away the fact that he has a Spire soon anyways.
Yeah, well, and you can see Jangbi falling back with those Corsairs like he's expecting Scourge. I can't think of any reason why he wouldn't go for that other Overlord otherwise. So he must be assuming that there's a Spire down somewhere. And you can see, I don't think he even went all the way into the main with those Corsairs. So this hiding the Spire trick probably hasn't done anything, because Jangbi probably just assumed it was back there where he wasn't scouting to begin with. So now he's pressing in with the mutas. Meanwhile, Jangbi's pressing out with his tiny ground force. Oh, and the mutas are coming in now. We'll see how much damage they're able to do on this probe line in the secondary. Those Corsairs are out, but with those Scourge to chase them back, they're not going to be able to do a lot against the mutas. Meanwhile, Scourge going in, they take down a Corsair. And the mutas are being chased away, though. The Scourge did some damage, but there's enough Corsairs out. I think 815 waited too long and didn't quite time this build right, because